Cinderella. Once upon a time, a rich man's wife died. So he decided to marry again, so that his lonely daughter could have a mother to care for her. But the woman he chose to marry was a proud and selfish woman with 2 daughters just like herself. She did not show her true character until after the wedding. She ordered his little daughter to work in the kitchen while she and her daughters enjoyed themselves. When the child had done her work, she used to sit in the chimney corner among the cinders or the ash. So everyone called her Cinderella. Though her clothes were so dirty and torn, yet she was far prettier than her sisters. One day the king invited them for a dance party. The sisters were very happy. They talked of nothing but what they would wear and ordered beautiful gowns. Cinderella also wanted to go, but her sisters teased her and said, "Would you not like to dress up in fine clothes and ride in a carriage, dance with a rich young man, or maybe even with the prince himself?" It was known that the prince was in search of a wife, and Cinderella's stepmother had high hopes for her daughters. Soon the great day arrived. Cinderella was busy all day, dressing her sisters and combing their hair, and when the beautiful carriage arrived to take them to the ball, she arranged their dress so that they would not get shapeless on the way. When the sisters had gone, Cinderella began to cry. Suddenly, her fairy godmother appeared and said, "Why are you crying, my dear?" "I wish I could go to the dance party," cried Cinderella. The fairy godmother said that Cinderella could go. She told her to get her a pumpkin. Cinderella was puzzled, but she quickly brought the largest pumpkin that she could find. The fairy godmother used her magic wand and turned the pumpkin into a beautiful golden carriage. Cinderella was then sent to find 6 mice, a rat, and 6 lizards. The fairy godmother turned the 6 mice into smart grey horses, the rat into a handsome coachman, and the 6 lizards into smart footmen. The fairy godmother now waved her magic wand over Cinderella, and soon her dirty dress became the most beautiful dress she could have ever seen. Cinderella also saw that her feet now had a beautiful pair of golden slippers. The fairy godmother now told Cinderella to go immediately and leave the palace before the clock struck 12, as the magic would end at midnight. When Cinderella appeared in the dance room, everyone became silent. The music and dancing stopped, as she was by far the most beautiful young woman in that room. The young prince took her hand and led her to the dance floor. He danced with no one else but her the whole evening. When they sat down to eat their dinner, the prince could hardly eat anything as he was so busy looking at her. The dance went on. Cinderella was so happy. She danced every dance and did not at all feel tired. Then she heard a clock striking the hour. She thought it must be midnight. She became afraid and ran away from the dance room. The prince tried to catch up with Cinderella. As she ran towards the golden carriage due to the hurry, she lost one of her lovely golden slippers. As the prince bent down to pick up the golden slipper, the clock struck 12. When the prince stood up, he saw that his beautiful dance partner, her fine coach, and the horses were missing. Now the prince was in no mood to celebrate, and all the guests were told to leave. The prince took the golden slippers to the king and told him that he wanted to find the beautiful maiden whose foot fitted that slipper. And when he found her, he would marry her. The prince now went to every house in the entire kingdom to look for Cinderella. Cinderella's stepmother grew very excited when the prince arrived at their house. She was shown the golden slipper. She told her daughters to try to put on the slipper. But they could not do so as they had big clumsy feet, and the golden slipper was tiny and delicate. The prince asked her if there was any other young woman in that house. The stepmother replied that only Cinderella was there, and she worked in the kitchen and did not go to the dance party. The prince ordered the stepmother to bring Cinderella there. When Cinderella put on the slipper, it fit comfortably on her pretty foot. The stepmother and her daughters were ripe with anger. The prince had now found whom he wanted to marry. He took Cinderella along with him to the palace and married her there. Thus they lived happily ever after.
For more entertainment, log on and subscribe to www.youtube.com/VenusKidsWorld.